Chosen one. You are not here by accident. Heaven has ordered this moment. Before you pressed play, the Spirit had already whispered your name into this divine appointment. Anointed one, you are standing at the threshold of a supernatural shift, a financial breakthrough, a wealth transfer ordained before time. What you are about to hear is not information, but impartation. This is the stirring of destiny, the awakening of what God placed in you long before you were formed. As Scripture says, I will give you treasures hidden in darkness, and chosen one, those treasures are rising now. Prepare your spirit. The unveiling begins. Chosen one, when Enoch began to write what heaven revealed, he was not speaking in riddles or poetic illusions. He described with frightening clarity a people unlike any other, marked not on their skin, but deep within the hidden chambers of their spirit. He saw them moving through ordinary streets while carrying extraordinary weight, souls who felt misplaced in a world too small for their destiny. He saw tears they could not explain and burdens they never chose, yet heaven called them signs of the appointed ones. Anointed one. This is why your life has felt different since the beginning. This is why you've walked through seasons filled with questions too heavy for language. Enoch wasn't describing an ancient mystery. He was describing you long before your first breath. Heaven preserved those words for a moment in time when your spirit would finally awaken, and that moment is now. Something in you is stirring because ancient prophecy has finally reached its vessel. He saw a people who carried an inner flame. No storm could extinguish a fire that flickered quietly at first, but eventually demanded to be seen. Yet with that flame came invisible battles, wars fought in silence, in thought, in the night hours, where no one else could witness the weight of their endurance. He saw the chosen resisting temptations, others surrendered to, easily mocked for their sensitivity, ridiculed for their depth, misunderstood because their frequency was tuned to heaven, not earth. And chosen one, he saw endurance in you, the ability to keep walking even when wounded, the strength to rise again when everyone else assumed you were finished. I know that road. I have walked it myself. I have lived through seasons where my soul felt foreign, where no achievement, no relationship, no pleasure could soothe the ache inside. Nights where I woke up with a heaviness I couldn't trace, feeling called by something I could not explain. I thought it was weakness. Now I know it was the mark awakening. That same ache inside you is not madness. It is not instability. It is prophecy unfolding. Enoch wrote of souls with fractures that glowed with light eyes, reflecting eternity through tears. He knew they would struggle to blend into the noise of the world because heaven had tuned their spirit to a deeper rhythm. Chosen one. This is why shallow answers have never satisfied you. It is why distraction only deepens your emptiness. The mark will not let you settle. I remember nights where my body was exhausted, but my mind refused to rest, as if heaven itself was tapping the walls of my spirit. I felt a pressure in my chest, a longing for something greater than anything in front of me. For years I believed something was wrong with me. Now I understand something eternal was awakening, and the same holy stirring is happening in you. This is the seal Enoch described, a hunger not for material things, but for the voice that called you before creation. To the world you may look sensitive, dramatic, or overly intense, but heaven calls it evidence. Evidence that your calling is activating. Evidence that your spirit remembers what your mind has forgotten, and that is why the attacks on your life have been so relentless. Chosen one, you haven't imagined the resistance. You were not being dramatic. You were being targeted. Because the mark within you is visible in realms you cannot see, even when you hide it from people around you. There are battles you've fought that no one knows about, moments where darkness pressed against you without warning, seasons where discouragement struck you like a sudden storm, times when you nearly lost yourself in silence. I have tasted that same silence. I have carried that same invisible war. And I need you to hear me clearly. These battles were not proof of weakness. They were confirmation of identity. They were the unmistakable sign of someone marked by heaven. Enoch saw that the chosen ones would carry a resilience shaped by storms. He said their bones would glow with hidden light, their spirit would ache like an old scar, and yet they would rise again and again. Chosen one. Everything you've endured is evidence of who you are becoming. Your survival is not random. Your longing is not misplaced. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. You are walking inside a prophecy spoken millennia before your birth. Heaven brought you to this moment so you could finally recognize what has always been true. You are marked, you are chosen, and the awakening that began in silence is now beginning to roar. Chosen one. Enoch saw something else, something even more unsettling. He saw that the battles surrounding the chosen were not random storms, but strategic assignments of darkness. He wrote that unseen enemies would study them, track them, and attempt to suffocate the calling inside them long before it could rise. And, anointed one, if you look back over your life, you know this is true. The warfare that came against you never matched your age, your environment, or your circumstances. It matched your destiny. The reason you faced storms that others never experienced is simple: heaven marked you and hell noticed. Even when you tried to hide the seal, burn through every disguise. This is why jealousy found you early. This is why rejection followed you into rooms where you had done nothing wrong. This is why people were intimidated by you before you even discovered your own strength. The spiritual realm recognized what you carried long before you did. Growing up, I didn't understand why the atmosphere shifted when I walked into certain places. I didn't understand why some people disliked me without reason, or why opportunities collapsed right when I was closest to breakthrough. Later, I learned what you are learning now. Chosen one. The enemy sees your potential long before you step into it. And he wages war not against who you are today, but against who you are becoming. That realization changed everything for me. It will change everything for you. Enoch wrote that the chosen ones would feel alien, even in familiar places, like strangers among friends, like visitors in their own lives. Not because they were flawed, but because their spirit was wired for a higher realm. This is why you often feel disconnected in environments everyone else seems comfortable in. This is why conversations that excite others leave you empty. This is why your soul craves deeper meaning even when life looks fine on the outside. That emptiness is not failure. It is holy dissatisfaction. Anointed one. There is a difference between loneliness and being set apart. People experience loneliness. Chosen ones experience separation. Separation is heaven's way of pulling you away from what is too small for your calling. Separation is how God clears the noise so you can finally hear his voice. Some friendships fell apart because they could not align with your next season. Some opportunities vanished because they were beneath your assignment. And some people walked away because their presence could not coexist with your anointing. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to disrupt, to expose darkness simply by walking into a room, to awaken others simply by being who you are. This is why you have always been too much for some and not enough for others. You were decoded for heaven, not for the opinions of man. And Enoch foresaw this with terrifying detail. He wrote that the chosen ones would carry a weight inside them that even angels respected, a spiritual density that drew both warfare and favor. Chosen one, consider the nights where you felt pressure in your chest as if the world was closing in on you. Those moments were not weakness, they were spiritual contractions. They were the birth pains of your awakening. Heaven was pressing the oil out of your spirit. The enemy pressed against you so violently because he feared what would be released when you finally realized who you were. And now you are realizing it. Now the veil is lifting. There were seasons in my own life when everything seemed to collapse at once. Relationships, finances, health, passion, clarity. I thought God was against me. But later, I understood God wasn't attacking me. He was uprooting me. He was pulling me out of a life that could never carry the weight of my calling. He was stripping away the counterfeit so he could reveal the authentic. And often that revelation only comes through breaking. You know this feeling too. You have been broken in ways words cannot explain. You have endured heartbreaks that cracked you open. You have fought battles that left you breathless. But the enemy miscalculated something about you. He thought breaking you would bury you. Instead, breaking you revealed you. It exposed the fire inside you that even you did not know existed. Just like Enoch saw your scars have become your strength. Chosen one. Hear me, your sensitivity is not your weakness. It is your radar. Your discernment is not paranoia. It is your protection. Your compassion is not fragility. It is your spiritual authority. You feel deeply because you were built to see deeply. You notice shifts others overlook because your spirit is tuned to frequencies they cannot hear. You burn for truth because you were designed to carry light in dark places. And this is why the awakening inside you has intensified. Enoch wrote that in the last days, the chosen ones would begin to feel a rumbling in their spirit, a tremor that signaled divine timing. They would feel restless without explanation, agitated by environments they used to tolerate, stirred by visions they once ignored. Chosen one. If you have felt this shaking, this inner pull, this holy discomfort, you are not unraveling, you are activating. Enoch said the awakening would be resisted fiercely. Shadows would rise to distract, discourage, and derail the chosen before they could ignite. Opportunities would appear that pulled them off their path. Voices would whisper lies into their identity. Circumstances would suddenly shift to drain their energy, and yet he wrote something else, something hopeful, something victorious. Once the mark ignites, nothing can extinguish it. Chosen one, your mark has ignited. Heaven has stirred your spirit. Destiny is aligning beneath your feet. Your awakening is not coming. It has already begun. Chosen one. Enoch saw a figure that unsettled even the heavenly realms, a solitary warrior walking through a valley of shadows. Not crowned, not celebrated, not surrounded by supporters, but walking alone with wounds that should have destroyed him. His clothes were torn, his body scarred, yet his steps did not waver. Darkness trembled at his presence, not because of weaponry, but because of the fire burning inside his eyes. And, anointed one, that fire, that resilience, that quiet power, Enoch recognized it. It was your reflection. This warrior did not fight like ordinary men. He fought in silence. He fought in prayer. He fought in moments when no one saw, when no applause could soothe his pain, when no comfort could distract his purpose. His very existence was a threat to darkness because he carried an anointing shaped by wounds. You understand this intimately. Your fiercest battles have been fought quietly behind closed doors, with tears you never explained and strength you never advertised. Yet here you are, still standing, still rising, still burning. I, too, have walked through valleys where silence felt heavier than any enemy. There were seasons where I questioned everything: my purpose, my identity, even my own strength. I felt invisible and yet overwhelmingly seen by forces I couldn't name. I felt watched, targeted, marked. At the time, I thought it meant I was losing. Now I know it meant the opposite. Chosen one. The intensity of your warfare was never proof of weakness. It was confirmation of rank. Higher calling attracts heavier resistance. Enoch wrote that the warrior's silence was more terrifying than 1,000 shouts. When he bent his knees in solitude, entire kingdoms in the spirit realm shifted. When he closed his eyes, heaven answered with signs. When he lifted his gaze, the sky responded like a mirror, recognizing itself on earth. That is the level of authority you carry, even if you haven't realized it yet. Your prayers carry weight. Your tears carry instruction. Your endurance carries prophecy. Chosen one. Every scar you carry is evidence of battles fought and won. Some scars came from betrayals so deep it felt like a blade pressed into your spirit. Some came from loneliness that suffocated you in crowded rooms. Some came from moments where you had to rebuild yourself from fragments without anyone knowing you were breaking. But every scar is a testimony that pain tried to kill you and failed. People around you saw weakness where heaven saw weaponry. They saw struggle, but heaven saw shaping. They saw collapse, but heaven saw construction. Your heartbreaks rearranged you into someone darkness cannot easily deceive. Your disappointments matured you into someone spiritual storms cannot shake. Every wound became an inscription of your warrior spirit, a reminder that you were forged, not formed by fire. The world may not understand why you walk the way you do, why your eyes hold both sorrow and wisdom, both grief and fire. But heaven understands. Darkness understands. Enoch understood. And now you are beginning to understand. You were never an ordinary soul. You were being carved into a vessel capable of carrying glory, authority, and supernatural weight. Chosen. One, consider this. How many times have you risen after being counted out? How many times have you smiled when everything around you collapsed? How many times have you found strength in places that should have left you empty? These moments were not coincidences. They were manifestations of the prophecy written over your life. You carry a resilience that cannot be taught, a strength that does not come from human willpower, a fire that does not originate from this world. There were times when you questioned why heaven allowed so much pain into your life. But hear me, your pain was not punishment. It was preparation. You were being trained quietly for battles your future requires. Trained to discern spirits. Trained to stand alone. Trained to hear God in silence. Trained to walk through valleys without losing the fire in your eyes. Every hardship refined your authority. Enoch saw that the warrior's presence shook the unseen realms, not because of his appearance, but because of what he carried. Darkness trembled, because it knew this one has survived too much to be defeated now. This one has risen too many times to fall for deception. This one has learned to walk without needing applause. And you, chosen one, fit that description perfectly. Your strength is not loud, but it is undeniable. Your authority is not boastful, but it is unshakable. Your spirit is not fragile, it is fortified. You walk differently because you have endured differently. You see differently because you have suffered differently. You stand differently because heaven has touched your bones in ways others will never understand. Chosen one, the same fire Enoch saw in that solitary warrior is now rising in you. It has been flickering through your dreams, stirring through your battles, awakening through your tears. And now at this moment in your timeline, it is beginning to roar. You may not feel fully ready. You may not feel fully strong, you may not feel fully healed, but the fire inside you knows the truth. You have been prepared. Everything that tried to break you only revealed what cannot be broken. Everything that attempted to silence you only intensified your divine frequency. Everything that pushed you into darkness only taught you how to find light in places others cannot see. You are not just surviving, you are transforming, you are awakening, you are becoming the warrior Enoch saw, a force that darkness fears and heaven supports. And chosen one, your story is just beginning to unfold. Chosen one, Enoch did not tremble because of the warrior's pain. He trembled because he saw what happened after the warrior lifted his eyes. He saw heaven respond. He saw the sky move as though it recognized its own reflection standing on the earth. He saw realms shifting, angels aligning, and destiny breaking open in ways that terrified the forces of darkness. And, anointed one, what Enoch witnessed is the very moment you are stepping into. You are in the season where heaven is beginning to answer you. There are moments in your life where you didn't even pray, yet something protected you. Moments where you didn't ask, yet the door opened. Moments where you didn't understand, yet the path cleared. These were not coincidences. These were the aftershocks of ancient intercession. Enoch saw your struggle before you lived it. He saw your weariness, your questioning, your internal storm, and he stood before the Almighty and cried out for you with such agony that heaven recorded his prayer in eternity. Anointed one. Imagine this: a prophet who walked with God so closely that death could not touch him, fell on his face and wept, not for his own generation, but for yours. He begged heaven to cover you when the weight became too heavy. He pleaded that you would not forget who you are when the shadows tried to suffocate your identity. And for thousands of years, that prayer has been echoing over your life. It is the reason you survived storms that were meant to drown you. It is the reason despair never claimed the final word. I know what it feels like to be held together by something you cannot explain. There were days where I should have broken, days where I had nothing left, days where I felt invisible, even to God. But something kept pulling me back into alignment. Something kept whispering, "Stand again. Rise again." Only later did I realize, just as you are realizing now, that heaven had assigned protection. I didn't see, intercession I didn't request, and mercy I didn't earn. Chosen one, that same invisible shield has been surrounding you since birth. Enoch's prayer was not general. It was precise. It was targeted. It named the kind of struggles you would face, the kind of loneliness you would carry, the kind of inner battles you would fight. He saw the tears you would shed in silence. He saw the moments where you would question your worth. He saw the nights where you would feel forgotten, and he cried out that heaven would intervene in those exact moments. Chosen one, look at your life. Has heaven not intervened? Think of the heartbreaks that shaped you in ways comfort never could. Think of the setbacks that pushed you into alignment with your true calling. Think of the relationships that ended so violently you thought you would never recover, yet losing them became the very thing that saved your destiny. You are not standing here by accident. You are standing inside the echo of a prayer spoken before the world even knew your name. Anointed one, the beauty of prayers birthed in eternity is that they do not expire. They hover, they wait, they activate at the appointed time. And now, as you listen to these words, that ancient intercession is stirring inside you. It is awakening something you tried to bury, your memory of who you truly are. It is reminding you that your life has always been guided, even in the moments you felt abandoned. There were times when you thought God was silent, but heaven was strategizing. Times when you thought you were losing, but the battle was being rearranged. Times when you thought your prayers fell to the ground, but they were being woven into a larger plan than your heart could comprehend. Chosen one, you have never been forsaken, you have been prepared. Enoch saw that the chosen ones would reach a moment in their lifetime when everything begins to shift at once. A time when the spiritual pressure intensifies, when distractions multiply, when doubts attack out of nowhere. Not because they are weak, but because their awakening is near. You have felt this pressure, haven't you? The restlessness, the heaviness, the sudden clarity followed by sudden warfare. These are not signs of collapse. They are contractions of birth. In my own life, the greatest breakthroughs came after seasons of disorientation. When I thought I was falling apart, I was actually being reassembled. When I thought I was being punished, I was being positioned. When I thought everything was ending, something hidden was beginning. Chosen one. The same pattern is shaping your path. You are being recalibrated for a season your old self could not carry. Enoch wrote that when the chosen awaken, heaven leans in and darkness erupts. Every distraction you've faced lately, every sudden frustration, every unexpected delay, they are symptoms of awakening. They signal that destiny is approaching. Shadows resist what they fear. The enemy does not fight the asleep. He fights the awakening. And chosen one, you are awakening. You are remembering who you are. You are recognizing what you carry. You are stepping into a spiritual identity that cannot be manipulated, diluted, or dismissed. The cry that awakened Enoch is now awakening you. The same fire that shaped ancient warriors is beginning to rise in your chest. You are not who you were last year. You are not even who you were last month. Heaven has begun something in you that cannot be reversed. Chosen one. The path ahead of you is not random. It is aligned. It is intentional. It is the fulfillment of a prophecy whispered through centuries. And now, heaven is waiting for your next step. Chosen one. As Enoch's visions continued, he saw a generation unlike any before, men and women whose awakening would shake the foundations of darkness itself. He wrote that when their inner fire ignited, shadows would panic, old patterns would begin to break, ancient chains would crack in the unseen. He saw that the moment the chosen ones recognized who they truly were, the enemy's grip on their lives would shatter. Anointed one, you are standing in that exact moment of recognition. You have likely noticed it already. Things that once held you no longer satisfy you. Habits that once numbed you have lost their power. People who once influenced you cannot reach you the same way. Something in your spirit is pulling you upward, calling you into a realm of clarity, purity, and purpose. This is the activation Enoch foresaw. It begins quietly, like a whisper, but quickly becomes a roar that nothing can silence. In my own journey, I felt this shift long before I could explain it. I would sit in rooms that once felt familiar, yet suddenly I felt out of place. Conversations I used to tolerate began to drain me. Environments that once attracted me began to push me away. It wasn't rejection, it was elevation. It was my spirit outgrowing what no longer aligned with my calling. Chosen one, you have felt this too. It is not a personality change, it is a spiritual ascension. Enoch wrote that the chosen would experience a divine restlessness, a stirring that moves them away from what is comfortable toward what is purposeful. That is why your spirit has been uneasy lately. That is why you feel the urge to release certain connections, certain habits, certain spaces. Heaven is making room. Heaven is rearranging your life to match the weight of your assignment. What you are feeling is not confusion, it is alignment. Anointed one, the war around you intensified because the light within you intensified. Darkness does not fight what it does not fear. The enemy saw your awakening before you did. He saw the shift in your spirit, the glow in your eyes, the clarity forming in your heart. He threw distractions, discouragement, delays, and doubts in your path, not because you were weak, but because you were becoming unstoppable. And still you rose. Still you pushed through. Still the fire kept burning. Perhaps you questioned why certain relationships became strained for no clear reason, why people you cared about began to distance themselves, or why some even turned against you. Chosen one, hear this in your spirit. Heaven was severing soul ties that could not follow you into your next season. Some connections were draining your destiny. Some relationships were designed to expire. Some individuals were assigned to your past, not your future. And their exit was not betrayal, it was protection. I learned this painfully. There were people I begged God to keep in my life, friendships I tried to hold together, and relationships I fought to save. It took time, tears, and heartbreak to realize that God removes what would destroy your future, even when you're still attached to it. Anointed One, heaven is not taking things from you. It is taking things off you. Weight that was slowing you down. Voices that were confusing your identity. Distractions that dimmed your fire. Enoch saw that once the chosen ones awakened, their eyes would sharpen. They would begin to discern motives, atmospheres, and spiritual realities with terrifying accuracy. You have felt this increasing in your life, intuition becoming stronger, clarity becoming quicker, and lies becoming easier to detect. You are seeing people more clearly. You are reading situations more deeply. This is not paranoia. This is prophecy. This is the sharpening of your spiritual sight. Chosen one, with awakening comes authority, and with authority comes responsibility. Enoch wrote that the chosen ones would carry a weight that could shift entire atmospheres. Simply by walking into a room, they would disturb darkness and awaken destiny in others. You've likely experienced this. People open up to you without knowing why. Strangers sense something different about you. Some are drawn to your presence, while others seem irritated by it. Your spirit is speaking even when your mouth is silent. There were moments in my life when people reacted strongly to me, either with deep trust or immediate resistance. For years, I didn't understand it. Now I know light exposes, light attracts, light disrupts. When you carry anointing, you don't have to announce it. The spirit realm announces it for you. Chosen one, your very presence is prophetic. You shift energy simply by existing, and that is why the enemy tried so hard to convince you that you were insignificant. Anointed one. Enoch also foresaw something empowering. Once the chosen ones reached their season of awakening, heaven would begin to accelerate them. Delays would break, blocks would lift, doors closed for years would swing open. Opportunities that were once impossible would appear without effort, not because they earned them, but because destiny demanded them. And you are entering that season now. Every struggle you endured has brought you to this point, not to destroy you, but to strengthen your capacity. Every disappointment expanded your endurance. Every heartbreak increased your compassion. Every setback refined your wisdom. You are not behind schedule. You are right on time. Divine timing is aligning with your awakening, and heaven is preparing to release what has been stored for you. Chosen one, listen to your spirit. The shift you feel is not random. It is the signal that your next level is already forming. You are not being undone. You are being unfolded. You are not losing. You are being positioned. You are not diminishing. You are being revealed. And the world is about to see what heaven has always known about you. Chosen one. Enoch described another mystery, one so profound that many feared to even write it down. He saw that those marked by heaven would enter a season where everything familiar would begin to feel foreign, not because they were lost, but because they were being transitioned. He wrote that their spirit would no longer fit into the old version of their life. Anointed one, that is exactly what you have been feeling. The life you once accepted can no longer contain the person you are becoming. There is a stretching taking place inside you, a holy discomfort that refuses to let you settle. You sense that something new is calling you, even if you cannot yet name it. You feel the pull of a higher dimension, the whisper of destiny tugging at your ribs. This is not instability. It is spiritual growth. It is your old self shedding. It is your spirit outgrowing the limitations that once defined you. Enoch saw this spiritual expansion long before you lived it. I have walked through that same shedding chosen one. I remember waking up one day realizing that the dreams I once held were too small for the fire inside me. The goals I once chased no longer matched the size of my spirit. The spaces I used to shrink into could no longer contain my identity, and it terrified me. But later, I understood when heaven elevates you, earth becomes uncomfortable. The life that was once enough becomes too small for the anointing you carry now. Enoch wrote that the chosen ones would feel the ground shifting beneath them, not to destroy them, but to reposition them. That sudden shift you've been feeling, the unexpected events, the emotional waves, the breaking of routines, these are not signs of chaos. They are signs of transition. Heaven is rearranging your steps because your old environment cannot support your new assignment. Something greater has been prepared for you. Chosen one. Hear this with your spirit. You are not being uprooted. You are being transplanted. Seeds do not stay in one place forever. They break, they stretch, and then they rise. You are in your rising season, and rising requires leaving the soil that once comforted you. It requires trusting the unseen. It requires stepping into a version of yourself you have not yet fully met. Enoch said the chosen ones would begin to feel a spiritual acceleration, a quickening, a sense that time is moving differently around them. You've likely noticed this. Opportunities appearing suddenly, old patterns breaking abruptly, connections forming instantly. It is because heaven is accelerating your timeline. What took years before will take moments now. What felt impossible will unfold effortlessly. You are stepping into divine momentum. In my own life, acceleration came after a long season of stillness. For years, nothing moved, nothing opened, nothing changed. I thought God had forgotten me, but when the appointed time arrived, things shifted so quickly, I struggled to keep up. And that is what is coming for you, chosen one. Heaven has been preparing the atmosphere around your life, arranging people, aligning resources, and positioning opportunities. The stage is set. The doors are ready. You are on the brink of supernatural movement. But Enoch saw something else, something deeply human. He saw that the chosen ones would wrestle with fear even as they awakened. Not fear of darkness, but fear of their own magnitude. Fear of stepping into the unfamiliar. Fear of the version of themselves they were becoming. This is why your emotions have been fluctuating. This is why part of you feels excitement, while another part trembles. Transition always carries tension. Anointed. One, let me tell you something from experience. Fear is not a sign that you are going the wrong way. It is a sign that you are stepping out of the cage that once confined you. Growth is uncomfortable. Expansion requires courage, and destiny demands surrender. The fear you feel is simply your spirit adjusting to its new size. Enoch wrote that the chosen ones would eventually reach a breaking point, not a breaking that destroys, but a breaking that reveals. You may have felt that recently, a moment where you couldn't pretend anymore, couldn't shrink anymore, couldn't silence the calling inside you anymore. That breaking was divine. It was heaven cracking open the shell around your identity. It was time for your true self to emerge. Chosen one. There is a version of you that heaven has been waiting to introduce to the world. A version that is bold, clear, aligned, and unstoppable. You have caught glimpses of this version in your strongest moments, in the resilience you didn't know you had, in the insight that surprised even you, in the love you poured out despite being hurt. That version is now rising permanently. And with this rise comes something powerful, spiritual authority. Not authority over people, but authority over atmosphere, over fear, over doubt, over every whisper that once tried to bury your identity. You will notice this shift in the coming days. Thoughts that once tormented you will lose their grip. Patterns that once trapped you will break suddenly. The heaviness that followed you for years will lift without explanation. This is not wishful thinking. It is prophecy. Enoch foresaw that when the chosen ones reached this stage of awakening, heaven itself would lean closer. Angelic assistance would increase, discernment would sharpen, provision would flow, doors would open that no human hand could shut. And chosen one, you are entering that phase right now. The veil is thinning around your life. Destiny is drawing near. Something ancient and divine is beginning to move within you. Anointed one, you are not who you were. You are becoming who you were always meant to be, and heaven is preparing to reveal you. Chosen one. Enoch wrote that when the awakening of the chosen ones reached its full intensity, the war of shadows would escalate with precision, not through chaos, but through strategy. He foresaw distractions that would seem harmless, opportunities that would look appealing, and voices that would sound comforting. These were not meant to bless the chosen ones, but to delay them. Anointed one. You have faced these very shadows without realizing their intent to keep you from stepping into your divine timing. The distractions you've encountered recently were not random inconveniences. They were spiritual decoys, moments designed to divert your attention just as heaven was preparing to elevate you. Sudden emotional waves, unexpected conflicts, relationships resurfacing from your past opportunities that glittered but drained your peace. Enoch saw all of these long before they touched your life. They were crafted to occupy your mind so you would overlook the whispers of heaven calling your name. I've lived through that same season. There were moments when I felt surrounded by noise, opinions, emotions, burdens that weren't mine. I found myself exhausted, not because of external battles, but because of internal ones. My soul was being pulled in too many directions at once, and it was only when I sought stillness that I realized the truth. The enemy does not always attack with violence. Sometimes he attacks with volume. Too many choices, too many voices, too many demands, all designed to suffocate the gentle pull of destiny. Chosen one, consider the moments when you felt overwhelmed for no clear reason. Consider the sudden heaviness that fell on you in seasons of transition. Consider the timing of certain temptations or connections. They appeared exactly when you were closest to breakthrough. This is not coincidence, it is spiritual resistance. Enoch wrote that the shadows would disguise themselves as comfort, urging compromise, urging you to settle for less than what heaven ordained. They were never after your joy, they were after your alignment. Anointed one, hear me clearly. Every time you resisted what was misaligned, you won a battle heaven celebrated. Every time you said no to something that used to tempt you, your spirit expanded. Every time you refused to shrink into your old patterns, darkness trembled. You have been winning more battles than you realize. Your discipline, your discernment, your ability to walk away, these are victories that shift the unseen. And yet Enoch wrote something even more powerful. He said that at the moment where the chosen ones began to feel the most pressure, the mark within them would ignite like unquenchable fire. You have felt this ignition, a warmth in your chest, a sudden clarity, a conviction rising out of nowhere, a knowing deep inside you that you can no longer tolerate what drains your soul. This is the fire awakening the divine flame that no shadow can extinguish. I know what it feels like to reach that breaking point, to feel drained by old cycles, frustrated by delays, tired of living beneath your calling. I reached a moment where something inside me snapped, not out of weakness, but out of divine refusal. I could no longer settle for distractions. My spirit began rejecting anything that didn't align with who I was becoming. And chosen one, you are at that same threshold. Your spirit is rising, your vision is sharpening, your tolerance for nonsense is evaporating. Enoch saw that once the chosen ones awakened, they would operate with supernatural clarity. They would see through deception instantly. They would recognize energy before words. They would sense intentions without explanation. And this is why people can no longer manipulate you the way they once did. You feel things before they unfold. You discern things before they manifest. You catch spiritual shifts before others notice the pattern. This is not intuition. This is activation. Chosen one. These new levels of discernment are not accidental. They are evidence that heaven is preparing to elevate you into positions of influence, authority, and responsibility. You are being trained to navigate not just people, but atmospheres, not just conversations, but spiritual territories. This clarity is a gift, but it also requires protection. Not everyone deserves access to your insight. Not everyone should be allowed into your spiritual space. Anointed One Enoch wrote that the chosen ones would feel isolated, not because they were abandoned, but because heaven was isolating them for revelation. Revelation cannot be received in crowded rooms. It is birthed in stillness. You have been pulled away from certain people, certain environments, certain cycles, because heaven has been whispering secrets into your spirit, and you needed silence to hear them. This is why your capacity for solitude has grown. This is why your appetite for meaningful connection has deepened. You are no longer content with surface-level conversations or shallow ambitions. Your soul is hungry for depth, for purpose, for alignment. And that hunger is divine. It is heaven preparing you for the next phase of your assignment. Enoch foresaw that when the chosen ones began aligning with their true identity, heaven would send reinforcement. Angelic protection would increase. Divine strategies would unfold. New doors would open while old ones closed permanently. And chosen one, you are walking into that shift right now. You have outgrown who you used to be. You have outgrown your past. You have even outgrown certain versions of yourself. You're stepping into a season where your spirit leads and everything else follows. A season where distractions lose their power. A season where clarity becomes your compass. A season where the mark inside you burns brighter than the battles around you. The war of shadows has intensified not because you are failing, but because you are emerging. And darkness always resists what it cannot stop. Chosen one. Your awakening is not a moment. It is a movement. And you are right in the center of it. Chosen one. Enoch wrote that there would come a moment, a precise spiritual threshold, when the chosen would no longer be able to run from their identity. A moment when destiny would confront them so directly, so undeniably, that pretending would no longer be possible. Anointed One, you are standing in that moment now. This is the point in your journey where heaven demands acknowledgement, not of what you have done, but of who you are. You have spent years trying to fit into spaces that could not contain you. You have tried to minimize your fire, quiet your intuition, hide your sensitivity, and shrink your purpose to make others comfortable. But Enoch saw that there would come a day when the chosen ones would finally realize that their calling was not optional. Their light was not negotiable. Their identity was not a suggestion, it was a decree. And that decree is rising inside you. Anointed One destiny is not waiting for you to be perfect. It is waiting for you to be willing. Heaven is not asking you to become someone else. Heaven is asking you to become who you already are, beneath the wounds, beneath the fear, beneath the hesitation. And this is why everything in your life has intensified. Pressure reveals purpose. Fire reveals gold. And the battles you've faced recently have been stripping away everything that is not aligned with your true identity. I have walked through this same unveiling. There were seasons where I tried to dim myself to survive. I made myself smaller so others wouldn't feel threatened. I softened my voice so I wouldn't be misunderstood. I hid my insight to avoid jealousy. But eventually, the weight of my calling became too heavy to suppress. The fire inside me began burning through every layer of self-protection. It refused to be silenced. And, chosen one, that is exactly what is happening to you now. Your spirit is tired of hiding. Enoch wrote that when the chosen ones awaken, they experience a deep internal shift, a holy defiance, a refusal to return to who they were, a refusal to bow to old patterns, a refusal to dim their light, to preserve relationships that cannot handle their truth. Chosen one, you have reached the point of no return. You cannot unknow what you now know. You cannot unsee what your spirit has seen. You cannot go back to the version of yourself that existed before this awakening. This holy defiance is not rebellion, it is recognition. Recognition of your value, recognition of your assignment, recognition of the mark heaven has placed on your life. You are no longer apologizing for your discernment. You are no longer dismissing your intuition. You are no longer accepting energy that drains your spirit. You are aligning with your true frequency. Enoch foresaw that once the chosen ones reached this stage, heaven would begin to reveal strategic glimpses of their purpose. Maybe you have felt this small flashes of who you are becoming, a sudden idea that feels divine. A vision that comes during prayer or in the quiet moments before sleep. A feeling that your life is meant to impact people you haven't even met yet. These glimpses are not imagination, they are previews. Heaven is showing you fragments of your future to guide your steps. Chosen one. This is also why your spirit has become more protective. You guard your peace differently now. You sense when conversations are draining. You pull back from environments that feel spiritually contaminated. You detach from relationships that no longer align with your calling. This is not coldness. This is spiritual maturity. You are learning that your energy is a sacred resource, and heaven is teaching you to steward it wisely. There's another layer. Enoch revealed something tender, something holy. He said the chosen ones would begin to feel heaven's nearness in unexpected ways, not always through loud signs or dramatic miracles, but through subtle whispers. A sudden peace that washes over you in chaos, a warmth in your chest during prayer, a feeling of being watched over when you are alone, a clarity that comes out of nowhere. These moments are heaven's way of confirming you are not walking this alone. I have felt that nearness in seasons where I least deserved it. Times when I was broken, doubting, angry, confused, and yet heaven still reached for me. And you have felt it too. You may not have understood it then, but you recognize it now. Those moments were divine reminders that your story is woven into something bigger, something eternal. Enoch wrote that when the chosen ones embrace this awakening, heaven releases a supernatural confidence, a boldness anchored not in ego, but in purpose. Suddenly, things that once scared you lose their power. Doors that once intimidated you now look reachable. Dreams that once felt impossible begin to feel inevitable. Fear loosens its grip. Doubt loses its authority. This is not arrogance. This is identity. Chosen one. You are beginning to trust yourself in ways you never have before, not because you are perfect, but because you finally recognize the source within you. You are starting to understand that your strength is not your own. Your insight is not random. Your resilience is not natural. You are operating under divine empowerment. And now destiny is waiting for something powerful, your yes. Not a fearful yes. Not a conditional yes. Not a hesitant yes. But a surrendered yes. A yes that says, I'm ready for who I'm becoming. A yes that tells heaven you will no longer run from your calling. A yes that unlocks everything written for your life. Chosen one. The awakening has begun, but the revealing is next. Chosen one. Enoch foresaw a moment so profound that even angels paused in reverence, a moment when the awakened would begin to influence the world around them simply by existing. He wrote that their presence would disturb the plans of darkness, shift the atmosphere of rooms, and trigger transformation in people who crossed their path. Anointed one. This is the realm you are entering now. You are stepping into a dimension where your spirit speaks louder than your voice. People will begin to respond to you differently, not because you changed your personality, but because your spiritual frequency has elevated. You will notice eyes lingering on you, longer conversations, shifting when you enter spaces, and even strangers sensing something unusual about your presence. This is the mark revealing itself. Heaven is amplifying your aura. Your spiritual identity is becoming visible even to those who do not understand the language of the Spirit. I have experienced that shift myself. There were seasons when people avoided me without explanation, seasons when others were inexplicably drawn to me, and seasons where environments felt too small for my spirit. At first, I thought I was the problem. I thought I was becoming distant or misunderstood. But later, I realized what you are realizing now: when the anointing increases, the atmosphere reacts. Some people will be comforted by you, some will be convicted by you, some will feel exposed in your presence, and none of that is your fault. Enoch wrote that the chosen ones would carry a brightness that would irritate hidden darkness, not because they were confrontational, but because light reveals what shadows try to hide. This is why some individuals suddenly feel uncomfortable around you. They sense something in you that they cannot articulate, an inner integrity, a strength, a spiritual depth that shines a mirror on their own soul. They don't dislike you. They fear the truth your presence awakens. Anointed one, this is also why some friendships have faded. It wasn't betrayal, it was misalignment. People who were comfortable with your old self cannot always endure your awakened self. Your growth exposes stagnation. Your clarity exposes confusion. Your purpose exposes their distractions. It is not your job to shrink for them. Let heaven separate who must go and elevate who must stay. Enoch described that as the chosen ones rise, their discernment becomes razor sharp. You may notice that you can now sense deception, instantly feel dishonesty before it is spoken, or detect spiritual heaviness when someone approaches you. This is not suspicion, it is spiritual vision. It is heaven giving you eyes that see beyond the surface. This gift is not meant to burden you, but to protect your assignment. You are being trained to navigate realms most people do not even acknowledge. Chosen one. There will also be moments when heaven reveals truth through sudden intuition, thoughts that come from nowhere yet feel undeniably accurate, warnings that appear in your spirit without explanation, confirmation that arrives before evidence. This is how the anointing guides you. The more you honor these impressions, the louder they become. The more you follow them, the closer you align with divine timing. I know this well. There were times where I felt a nudge in my spirit, telling me to walk away from an opportunity, reject an invitation, or distance myself from certain people. When I ignored it, I suffered unnecessary pain. When I obeyed it, heaven opened doors I never could have imagined. Anointed one. Your future will be shaped not by your effort, but by your obedience to the whispers of the Spirit. Enoch saw that the chosen ones would also begin to attract favor with unusual ease, not because they were privileged, but because heaven would bend circumstances to honor their calling. You may notice this unfolding, unexpected financial provision opportunities aligning without effort, people appearing at the perfect time, breakthroughs that defy logic. This is not luck. This is divine orchestration. Heaven is clearing your path. But Enoch also warned that with favor comes responsibility. You will need to guard your spirit from pride distractions and old patterns. You will need to protect your peace with intention. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Not every invitation is divine. Not every opportunity is aligned. This season requires spiritual precision. Heaven is entrusting you with influence, not for your ego, but for your purpose. Chosen one, you may feel a mixture of excitement and nervousness rising within you. This is normal. You are stepping into uncharted territory your ancestors prayed for but never entered. You are carrying a spiritual weight that many before you were not prepared to hold. Do not fear the unknown. Heaven goes before you. Heaven equips you. Heaven strengthens you. There is something else Enoch revealed, perhaps one of the most comforting truths. He wrote that the chosen ones would never walk alone, even when they felt abandoned. Angelic forces would stand beside them, guiding, guarding, and intervening. You may not always see these beings, but you have felt their presence. Moments where you sensed danger, but were protected. Moments where you wanted to give up, but found unexpected strength. Moments where despair pressed in, but hope rose suddenly. These are signs you were never unguarded. Anointed one, heaven has invested too much in you for you to fail. Your calling is too large. Your purpose is too significant. Your light is too necessary. The battles you have faced were not to destroy you. They were to shape you into the vessel capable of carrying the next level of your destiny. And now you are on the brink of stepping into a higher realm of influence, clarity, and spiritual authority. Chosen one. Everything in your life has been leading to this moment of unveiling. You are no longer who you used to be. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. And soon the world will recognize the fire heaven placed within you. Chosen one. Enoch wrote that when the journey of awakening reached its final stage, the chosen ones would stand at a spiritual crossroads, not a crossroads of confusion, but of clarity, a moment where heaven asks them to choose alignment over hesitation, purpose over comfort, destiny over delay. Anointed one, you are standing at that threshold right now. Everything in your life has brought you to this decision point. For years, you have carried a fire that you did not fully understand. You felt the pull of something greater, yet you questioned whether you were worthy, qualified, or ready. But heaven has never questioned you. Heaven wrote your identity before you lived a single day. Heaven knew your battles, your flaws, your fears, and still chose you. Enoch saw this moment in advance, the moment where your spirit would finally rise to meet what has always been written in your bones. Chosen one. The shaking you have felt recently is not the enemy taking ground, it is heaven taking territory within you. Old versions of yourself are falling away. Old fears are losing their voice. Old limitations are breaking under the weight of your becoming. You are not the person who once doubted their worth. You are not the person who once begged for validation. You are stepping into the fullness of your calling, and that transformation is undeniable. Anointed one. Listen carefully. Destiny requires agreement. It does not force itself upon you. It waits for your yes. That yes is not an emotional moment. It is a spiritual alignment. It is the moment you stop running from your light. The moment you stop apologizing for your gifts. The moment you stop negotiating with fear and step fully into the identity heaven has been preparing within you. This yes is the ignition point of everything next. I know the weight of such a moment. I have stood in that same place, torn between who I had been and who heaven was calling me to become. I wrestled with uncertainty. I hesitated. But when I finally said yes, even quietly, everything shifted. Clarity came, strength rose, provision appeared, and the path once hidden unfolded beneath my feet. Chosen one, the same will happen for you. Heaven responds to surrender with acceleration. Enoch foresaw that when the chosen ones stepped into alignment, the mark on their life would blaze like a fire visible in the unseen realms. Doors would open, shadows would fall back, the anointing would intensify, and their voice, whether spoken or silent, would carry weight capable of shaping atmospheres. Anointed one, you are entering that dimension. You are becoming the vessel heaven can trust with influence, impact, and spiritual authority. This is why your journey has been so intense. This is why the battles were fierce, the delays long, the heartbreak deep. You were not being punished. You were being prepared. Heaven was strengthening you for a future that required spiritual maturity, emotional endurance, and unbreakable identity. And now all that preparation is reaching culmination. Chosen one, you stand at the doorway of divine fulfillment. The shadows that fought you will not follow you into this next season. The doubts that haunted you will fade in the presence of revelation. The weight you carried will transform into wisdom. Heaven has aligned your steps with prophetic precision, and the next chapter of your life will not resemble the battles that shaped you. It will reflect the destiny that awaits you. Anointed one, hear this deeply. The awakening is complete, but the revealing has only begun. Heaven is ready. The prophecy is active. The fire is alive. Now the question becomes, will you step through the door destiny has placed before you, chosen one? Enoch wrote that after the chosen ones crossed the threshold of awakening, there would be a sacred stillness, a pause in the spirit world where heaven observes their next move. Not to test them, but to honor their transition. Anointed one, you are in that stillness now. The atmosphere around your life feels different because it is. Heaven has shifted into position, waiting for your spirit to catch up with what has already been decreed. This stillness is not emptiness, it is preparation. You may feel a strange calm after years of warfare, a quiet inside you that feels unfamiliar. That quiet is heaven speaking without words. It is the settling of your spirit after a long battle. It is the alignment of your mind, your heart, and your identity. You are no longer fighting to survive. You are learning how to stand as one who is chosen, anointed one. This stillness is also where your authority begins to awaken fully. You will notice your words carry more weight. Your presence has more influence. Your insights come with clarity. This is not coincidence, it is elevation. Heaven is placing spiritual keys into your hands, keys that unlock doors not only for you, but for those connected to your destiny. You are becoming a carrier of breakthrough. I have experienced this silence too. After seasons of spiritual warfare, I stepped into a strange peace that felt almost unnatural. I wondered if something was wrong because everything felt too quiet. But later, I learned the truth that quiet was the sound of heaven rebuilding me, repositioning me, and revealing me. And chosen one, heaven is doing the same for you. Do not fear the stillness. It is a sign that you are entering a new realm of spiritual maturity. Enoch wrote that in this stage, the chosen ones would begin to see signs, subtle confirmations that heaven is with them. Doors opening without effort, solutions appearing without struggle, people showing up at the exact moment they are needed. These signs are not random. They are heaven's way of saying, you are aligned. Keep walking. Chosen. 1. This is your prophetic activation season. Your confidence will deepen, your discernment will sharpen, your spirit will respond more quickly to divine instruction. You will feel guided, protected, and supported in ways you have never experienced before. This is not the beginning of your journey. It is the emergence of your purpose. Anointed one, you are no longer seeking who you are. You are stepping into it. The stillness around you is the breath before manifestation, the pause before revelation, the moment heaven whispers, prepare. The next chapter is about to unfold. Chosen one, as this message comes to a close, let your spirit remain open because heaven is still speaking your name. You are standing in your Kairos moment, the divinely appointed hour Enoch saw long before your arrival. What has awakened in you is not temporary emotion but eternal calling. The supernatural transfer has already begun. The shift you feel is real. The fire within you is evidence that heaven has moved on your behalf. Anointed one, step forward now with a steady heart. What was once withheld is being released. What felt delayed is being accelerated. What seemed impossible is aligning under the weight of your anointing. You are stepping into days where favor will meet you, clarity will guide you, and divine protection will surround every step you take. Walk with reverence. Walk with expectation. Walk knowing heaven has already gone before you. May the blessing of alignment rest upon you. May the grace of divine timing unfold gently around your life. May the seal on your spirit burn brighter with every decision you make. And may you never forget that you are the fulfillment of a prophecy, the vessel chosen to carry what generations before you could not. If this word resonated deeply, chosen one, you may seal it in the comments with faith. Subscribe to remain connected to messages crafted for your awakening and share it so another soul may rise. Go now in strength. Go now in purpose. Your revealing has begun.